Good morning, world. It's Barbie Lee. It is Shake Talk time. Buenos dias, todos. How are you? What's going on in your world? Post below. Tell me something fabulous that's going on in your world. Because I like to start my days with gratitude and things that are fabulous. And then, it sets me up for my day, right? And then some nice stuff happens, and Dwayne and I have a fight, or I have negative thoughts, or whatever it is, but I can still come back to that place of gratitude. So please post below. Tell me what you're grateful for today. So help me something fabulous going on in your world. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go on and tell you about my topic of conversation today. Okay, so I haven't done a Shake Talk in a couple of weeks because we've been traveling, right? And it's so funny, people are like, how's your vacation? I'm like, it's not a vacation, I'm traveling. It's different. Vacations versus traveling. And people are like, I don't understand, right? So here's to me the idea. Now, this is just my own opinion. Webster's Dictionary or the Urban Dictionary and all that might have a completely different opinion, but here's mine. Sidebar. We can't travel with our blender because they tell us that sometimes the blender piece could be used and blah, blah. So some people take it away, some people don't. Who really knows? I really messed up on my husband's shake this morning. He's trying to make it better. I suck at making shakes. Anyway, he spoils me. He makes my shake. It's his fault for starting it. Anyhow, okay. So this is my definition between vacationing and traveling. So I have a friend on Facebook who back in, I don't know, let's say November or December, whatever it was, she started posting 5 more months to Cancun, 4 more months to Cancun, 3 more months to Cancun, oh my god, 2 months to Cancun, 1 month, and then she started counting down the days. I think she went in like March or something, I don't even know. But for like 5 months she was planning on a vacation to Cancun, okay? So her idea of going to Cancun was to stay in an all-inclusive, sit on the beach, and drink margaritas until she couldn't remember her name, I guess. I don't know what her goal was. But she stayed in an all-inclusive, and she hung out at the beach. It's like, look at me, here, look at my drink. Ooh, look at my toes in the sand. Like, that's a vacation, right? Good morning, sunshine. So that's a vacation. Traveling, which is what Dwayne and I were doing, is we took 2 weeks and we checked out Cancun, Puerto Morelos, Playa del Carmen, Acumel, and Tulum. So we checked out 5 places. We were not vacationing in these places. We were traveling in these places because we were looking for things, because we were thinking about moving to the other side of the country. And so we were looking, okay, what are the neighborhoods like? What's the feel? And mostly for me, it's a feel. We can always find an apartment and all that kind of stuff, but mostly for me, it's the feel. So literally, we drove up and down the streets. We hung out at the beaches. We talked to locals. We walked around the street. I heard somebody speaking English. I'm like, hey, do you live here? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, for how long? And he said, 7 years. So I started asking him questions, and husband's like, should you ask for permission before you kind of start blah out of your questions? I'm like, oh, can I ask you questions about living here? He goes, of course you can. So it was quite funny. Anyway, so we chatted with him, met a lady at a restaurant, met some people in the Facebook group. We were not on vacation, although we did some vacation-y type things, like when we were in Cozumel. We rented a scooter. We drove around Cozumel some to get a feel for Cozumel. We went to the other side of the island. Sure, we checked out the beaches, and we intertwined some of those vacation things with our traveling, right? So the difference between a vacation and traveling in my world is a vacation is something you do once or twice a year to escape from your reality. And maybe you take mini vacations and, go into the mountains or into camping into the woods or something like that. And you take these little mini vacations. But it's because your life is designed in such a way you need a break from it. Okay, that's what I think vacations are. Traveling, to me, is experiencing new places. Because vacations, so when my friend went to Cancun, I was like, did you leave the resort? Oh yeah, we went to this and that and the next thing. So she went to a couple of the tourist places in a taxi. So she left from her all-inclusive to the location and back, and but to her, so that's a vacation, right? Traveling is checking things out, having meals with the locals, eating what they do, talking with people. And I don't just mean the Mexican locals, I'm also talking about the expat locals, right? And actually experiencing what it would be like to live there. To me, that's traveling. Now, y'all might have a different definition of that. Like when I went to Canada in August, it wasn't a vacation. We went to be with our family. My husband laid new flooring for my daughter. We babysat as much as we could and took as much burden of raising babies off of my daughter as we could. It wasn't a vacation to me. We didn't go there to sit on a beach and whatever. We did some fun things with the kids, but it's living life. We went to live life with my daughter for a couple of weeks. So the same thing we did over on the East Coast. We went traveling. We rented a car. Pam says, "Oh, it's awesome when you create a reality that is like a vacation." Exactly, right? But again, it's the term vacation that I'm just taking issue with some words today, because somebody said something to me this morning on social media. I'm like, no, that's not how I look at that. And then people kept saying, "Oh, you're back from your vacation." I was like, it's not a vacation. This is my life. This is how I live. And I'm trying to instill in other people that you don't have to be 55, 65, 75, 85 or retired to travel, right? There's a Facebook group that I'm a part of, and it's like something about budgeting slow travel or something like that. And it's about traveling, not you fly to one place for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4, not even, it was about a week or two. And you sit there on the beach and you drink Mai Tais or margaritas or sangria or whatever it is that you're drinking, champagne, and then you go home. Traveling is about experiencing different places. So, yes, we went into almost every Walmart that we saw. Yes, we went into almost every grocery store that we saw. Yes, we scanned the Facebook groups and stuff like that for rentals. We walked around neighborhoods. We drove up and down neighborhoods. We checked out different restaurants and their food prices and stuff like that. And this will all come out in the next weekish about all the different places that we saw and things that we did. And we're going to make the videos and put them on my YouTube and stuff like that. So I want to be really clear about life. Somehow in the last, 80 years or so, maybe 60 years, what year are we in, 24, so about the 1950s, 40s, whatever, we've changed how life happens, right? Pam says, I completely get it. Every time I travel to Canada, it's more like a business trip. Exactly, right? And then people are like, oh, come and see me, come and see me. I was like, get off your ass and come and see me. Anyways, I digress. But in the last, probably 60 to 80 years, life has changed. I digress. That's a whole other conversation. Back to vacations versus traveling. But this is how life has been constructed. We have been taught that we're supposed to work a job and make somebody else a ton of money while making us a little bit of money in a job that somebody else tells us where to go to, when to be there, and when we can get vacation. And I'm a little more perturbed about this because my kids, we do a family trip, right? So a couple of years ago, they came here to Mazatlan. Last year, we went on a cruise as a family. And this year, they're coming back to Mazatlan because we have the little one and it's just easy for everybody, right? But my son-in-law doesn't get to come. He started 2 new jobs, right? He started a new cadet thing and a new job, and he doesn't get the time off. He doesn't get the time off to come and spend time in Mexico with his family. That's the job, right? They don't give him the time off. He doesn't earn the time off yet. I'm like, why are we still living in that construct? Oh, because that's right. Because we have mortgages, we have rents, we have life insurance, we have car insurance, we have this, we have that. This is the difference between vacationing and traveling. Most people live a life they need to vacation from. I live a life that I get to travel in. Let me say that again. Most people live a life that they need a vacation from. Whereas I work, I live and I'm working to help others create a life that they can travel in. It's such a big difference, but it's 2 little words. I don't vacation, I travel. I don't want to work for 50 years, 40 hours a week, so that I can vacation for 2 weeks out of the year. That's ridiculous. Maybe I get 4 weeks if I have a good vacation plan, right? Maybe that's what happens. Why aren't we, thank you, sunshine, why aren't we really fighting like hell to create a life and not just live year after year doing the same crap, caught up in the same crap? Now, most of my friends right now, my circle right now are mostly, I'm going to go like 85 to 90% probably, the people that I talk to on a regular basis, retired. Okay? They have pensions, they're retired. They have a completely different life. This video is not for them per se. Unless your retirement income isn't funding your traveling lifestyle, then yes, pay attention to what I'm saying. Many of them live in Mexico. We live here, we're a few blocks from the beach. It's sunny today. There's chacalacas outside of my house. There's a freaking possum asleep in the backyard. I have no idea how he got in there. I'm on the 3rd floor, and my neighbor on the 1st floor is like, this came to visit me this morning, and it's asleep. I can see it. It's asleep in the bushes. How did it get in there? Walls are 8 feet high in her yard. I have no idea. I'm guessing it fell. But I was like, if it can get there, can it get on my roof over here? This is what I'm wondering. So I'm online, how to avoid possums. It's like crushed garlic around your property. I'm like, okay, crushed garlic. Husband's going shopping, buy more garlic. Anyway, so I get sidetracked. Oh, I smacked my finger. I get so excited. Hold on. So around here, most of the people I hang out with are retired. They have a pension. Some of them are like, oh, the Canadian dollar is getting stronger or is weaker or the peso is getting stronger, and they worry about that kind of stuff still. So they're not 100%, their quality of life has not been assured for their entire lifetime. They may have what they figured out to be enough, but who knows if it really is. And that's why in my quality of life assurance, I show them how $200 a month in their grocery bill can help them create that so that they can start creating the life that they can vacation, or that they don't need a vacation from, they can travel in, right? So here's my point. Do you want to live? There's a thing that says, don't live the same year 75 times and call it a life. That one is so powerful. Don't live the same year for 75 years and call it a life. Because that's not a life, right? If you're going to a job that you don't like, and you're, hanging with people who aren't really your peeps, if you're, paying so much for a house or mortgage or rent or cars or, and you're not living like, now some people love that because they have nothing else and they can't think of anything else, and they're just in this lifetime to just do, right? That's just what they do. Great. If you're one of those people this isn't speaking to, you probably already thought I'm a crazy lady and you've already stopped watching, right? But if what I'm saying is resonating with you, you understand that there's more to life than waking up, going to work, making dinner, going to bed, or buying dinner and going to bed, or ordering dinner in and going to bed. Like, you understand there's more to life than that, right? Because this is what happened this morning. Somebody said to me, TGIF. I was like, oh my God, is it Friday? Oh my God, it's Friday. It triggered me. Because people are still living in a world where they're like, oh God, thank God it's Friday. I don't have to work for Saturday and Sunday. And I was like, you just wasted 5 out of the only 7 days you're going to have this week doing something you didn't like. Why? Why did you do that? And I get it. You've been trained The system has told you you need to have a house and a mortgage and 2 cars and 2.5 children, and you're supposed to do this. And why? Look at where we are in our world. If you're walking down the street and everybody's not happy, then something's going wrong, right? Something's weird. Our food system is weird. Our education system is weird. Our work system is weird. There's weird stuff, so people aren't happy, right? I saw a post this morning that said, if you are older than 35, you have had less vaccinations than the average 6-month-old today. I was like, what? What? Like, I knew they got a lot, but what? So I went and looked it up. Do you know what the list of vax shots are for children under the age of 6 right now? I'm like, oh my God. They're not healthier. Our world is getting sicker. Correlation? I don't know. That's a whole talk for another day. But that's not the life we signed up for, right? What the fudgicles is going on? And so start with something simple. I'd rather travel than have a vacation. How did Barbie Lee get to travel in Cancun? So we went to Cancun, Puerto Morelos, Playa del Carmen, Acumel, Aventuras Acumel, and Tulum. We went to 6 different places in a couple of weeks. It was great. Did we go anywhere else? I think that's where we went. We did some cenotes and stuff like that, but those are the towns we visited along the way, thinking that maybe we want to live in one of these places. That's the traveling. I didn't need a vacation. I needed a vacation from after my favorite. What's my favorite? I forgot what I said now. I needed a vacation after I went for 2 weeks to Canada to hang out with my grandchildren. They're exhausting. My God, no wonder parenting is reserved for the young. I was like, I need a nap. I'm like, I'll nap with the baby today. Oh, let me put the baby to sleep. And I'm like, in the chair with the baby. Yeah. I'm going to talk all about that. I don't really have a favorite. Here's the thing. I don't pick favorites. It's kind of like, that I saw this thing once that said, so supposedly, or apparently, when someone asks you who your favorite child is, you're supposed to pick one of your own. Anyways, I don't pick favorites because everything has its own unique and juicy and deliciousness about it, right? So I'll go through. We're going to do some videos. Dwayne and I, we've been jotting down some notes. Look, we've been jotting down some notes about all the places that we visited and all the things that we want to talk about, and we're going to put together some videos, right? I never pick favorites, right? I'm the same way. I lie. I have one favorite. My shake every morning. I do. I have a favorite shake every morning. Okay. Here's the bottom line. If you're living a life you need a vacation from, call me. Send me a little message. If you're living a life where you get to travel, but you want to travel more, send me a message. Let's have a conversation. I am so fired up right now about rebuilding and re-energizing our Isagenix business. Dwayne and I, we had a lot of ideas. We talked. We were like, we're so excited. We got some stuff coming down. I'm so excited. So if you're ready to jump in and create a life where you get to travel and live where you want to and see the places and meet the people and eat the food and do all this kind of stuff that you want to do instead of doing this, get up in the morning, go to work, come home from work and have a pizza, and go in front of the TV and fall asleep, and then go to bed, and then you wake up in the morning and you go to work, and if you're tired of that kind of thing, and you want to create a life you do not need a vacation from, but you get to travel within, reach out to me. Let's have a real conversation about what's possible. Okay? Cheers. Have a great day.